They don't hide under your bed, they walk among us. These aren't legends, movie monsters, or nightmares from your childhood. These are real people. Still breathing, still dangerous. Their crimes are etched in history, their names whispered in fear. And the last name on this list? He's still free. Our journey into the heart of darkness begins on the sun-drenched beaches of Southeast Asia, where a predator stalked the hippie trail in the 1970s. His name, Charles Sobhraj, known as the Serpent. Imagine a predator so cunning, so chillingly charismatic, that he could blend in with the very tourists he targeted. He drugged, robbed, and murdered young travelers, his crimes as cold and calculated as a serpent's bite. Yet, he possessed an uncanny ability to evade capture, slipping through the grasp of authorities time and time again. After decades in and out of prison, Sobhraj was finally released in 2022. The Serpent slithered back into the world, a free man. From the bustling streets of Southeast Asia, we journey deep into the heart of Africa, where a different kind of predator stalks the land. This is the domain of Joseph Kony, leader of the Lord's Resistance Army. Imagine a militia so ruthless, so devoid of humanity, that it abducted children by the thousands, transforming them into soldiers and sex slaves. For over 2 decades, Kony has evaded capture, his army melting into the vast wilderness of Central Africa. Despite international warrants and relentless manhunts, he remains a phantom, a chilling embodiment of evil that haunts the continent. The Andes Mountains, a place of breathtaking beauty and treacherous terrain, hold a dark secret. It is here, in the remote villages and winding valleys, that the legend of Pedro Alonso Lopez was born. They call him the Monster of the Andes, a name whispered in hushed tones. He is a man who confessed to the unthinkable, the murders of over 300 young girls across Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador. Although captured and imprisoned, Lopez served a mere 14 years for his heinous acts. In 1998 he was released, disappearing into the anonymity of the outside world. Chapter 4. The Shadow Banker of Genocide. The year is 1994. The world watches in horror as the small African nation of Rwanda descends into madness. A genocide of unimaginable brutality unfolds, fueled by hatred and men like Felicien Kabuga. Kabuga, a wealthy businessman, became the architect of hate. He financed radio stations that spewed venomous propaganda, inciting ordinary citizens to turn on their neighbors. For 26 years Kabuga lived as a fugitive, his wealth and connections shielding him from justice. Finally, in 2020, Kabuga was apprehended, his reign of terror brought to an end. Chapter 5. The White Widow's Web. Our journey takes us from the killing fields of Rwanda to the bustling streets of East Africa, where a different kind of danger lurks. This is the shadowy world of Samantha Luthwaite, known as the White Widow. Imagine a young woman from the United Kingdom, radicalized by extremist ideology, transforming into one of the world's most wanted terrorists. She is linked to a string of deadly attacks, her name whispered in fear from the bustling marketplaces of Nairobi to the remote training camps of Somalia. Despite international warrants and the tireless efforts of law enforcement, Luthwaite remains elusive, a phantom moving through the darkest corners of the globe. Chapter 6. The Tsar of the Underworld. We journey now from the sun-drenched plains of Africa to the frozen heart of Russia, a land shrouded in secrecy and ruled by a shadowy figure known as Semyon Mogilovich. You may not know his name, but the FBI considers him the most dangerous mobster alive. Mogilovich is the puppet master of a vast criminal empire that stretches across continents, its tentacles reaching into every facet of global crime. He lives openly in Russia, a phantom cloaked in legitimacy. Chapter 7. The Phantom Godfather. From the frigid streets of Moscow we travel to the sun-kissed shores of Sicily, home to the Sicilian Mafia, an organization steeped in blood and tradition. At its helm for decades was a ghost, a man who ruled from the shadows, Matteo Messina Denaro. For 30 years Denaro orchestrated a reign of terror that left a trail of blood across Italy. He was the mastermind behind bombings, assassinations, and countless other acts of violence. Yet he remained a phantom, his face a mystery to the outside world. Denaro assumed false identities, blended into society, all while controlling a vast criminal network. In 2023, his reign of secrecy came to an end. Denaro was apprehended, his capture marking a significant blow to the Sicilian mafia. Our journey takes a somber turn as we delve into the heart of the Middle East, a region scarred by conflict and the rise of extremist ideologies. This is the story of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the self-proclaimed caliph of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, or ISIS. Imagine a world plunged into chaos where ancient cities crumble under the weight of fanaticism, and where terror becomes a tool of war. He orchestrated a reign of terror that spread like wildfire across Iraq and Syria, his followers committing unspeakable atrocities in the name of their twisted ideology. Although Baghdadi met his end in 2019, his legacy of hatred and violence continues to cast a long shadow over the region. The Sinaloa cartel, a name synonymous with drug trafficking, violence, and corruption, has held Mexico in its grip for decades. While the world focused on the capture and escape of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, a far more elusive figure pulled the strings from the shadows. Ismael El Mayo Zambada is a phantom, a man who has evaded capture for over 50 years. He is the unseen Godfather, the true mastermind behind the cartel's vast drug empire. Imagine a network of corruption so vast, so deeply entrenched that it seems untouchable. He moves with impunity, his every whim catered to by corrupt officials and loyal foot soldiers. No known photographs of El Mayo exist. We've journeyed across continents, explored the darkest corners of the globe, and encountered some of the most dangerous individuals alive. But the truth is, the greatest threat often lurks where we least expect it. For every notorious criminal brought to justice, countless others operate in the shadows. They are the unseen forces, the puppet masters, the ones who manipulate events from behind the scenes. So, I ask you, who do you think is the most dangerous person walking the earth today? The world is a complex and often frightening place. As we've seen, evil can take many forms. If this video kept you up at night, just wait until you see the ones we couldn't include. Subscribe for more real-life horror. And remember, evil doesn't sleep.